Hey guys, today is Monday, March 10th, 2025. My name is Tony. This is my podcast and welcome to it. Um, Before I get started today, I just want to let you know what's going on with me. I'm not feeling super hot right now. So I've taken a few meds. I probably look like I've been dragged through the bush backwards, as my father used to say. But I wanted to get this out, and that's what I'm doing. So please forgive me if I look, I don't know how I look. You ever sit with something for so long that it stops feeling like a thought and just becomes part of the background noise in your head? 'Cause That's where I've been for a while now. Not just with one thing, but a whole pile of things stacked on top of each other. Chronic fatigue syndrome, advocacy burnout, the never ending frustration of watching people reject logic and reason in favor of comforting illusions. It's all there, running in the background, always. Now, I used to be somebody who engaged, someone who debated, someone who would push back against bad arguments, not just because I enjoyed the intellectual challenge, but because it felt necessary. The world is full of misinformation, dangerous beliefs, people using religion as a weapon to strip away rights, to justify harm, to indoctrinate children into a way of thinking they never got to choose for themselves. And for years, I felt like I had to be part of the pushback, not because I wanted to be the loudest voice in the room, but because I knew I could articulate things in a way that might reach someone sitting on the fence. And maybe, just maybe, that would make a difference. But here's the thing. I am exhausted, not in the way people say they're tired after a long day. I mean, the kind of exhaustion where even getting up to go to the bathroom feels overwhelming, where every decision, every tiny task feels like it's just too much. Chronic fatigue syndrome is relentless. It doesn't care what I want to do, what I feel obligated to do, or what I believe needs to be done. It just makes everything harder. And at the same time, I still carry this weight, this feeling that I should be doing more, that I can't just check out and let the worst voices go unchallenged. But I also know I don't have the capacity to fight like I used to. I find myself wishing more than anything that someone else would take over, that I wouldn't have to worry anymore, that I could just exist without feeling responsible for pushing back against the tide of nonsense. But trusting that others will step up is hard. It's not that I don't believe there are good people out there, people who care as much as I do, but I've spent too many years watching how easily bad ideas spread, how quickly misinformation takes root, how often the people who should be standing up for what's right choose comfort over confrontation. And that last part is the one that sits heavy with me. The part that won't let go, even when I know I have to let go. I see it everywhere. Women's reproductive rights under attack. LGBTQ plus safety being treated as a political issue instead of a basic human right. Gun control debates that feel like they're stuck in a loop of inaction while people keep dying. And in every one of those discussions, there seems to be religious interference muddying the waters, arguments that aren't based on logic or data or even concern for basic human well being, but on doctrine, on faith, on belief systems that demand obedience no matter the harm they cause. And that's not just frustrating, it's infuriating. Because how do you argue with someone who rejects reason itself? How do you debate someone whose entire worldview is built on the idea that evidence doesn't matter? I used to think I could. I used to believe that if you laid out a strong enough argument, if you pointed out the contradictions, if you exposed the flaws, people would be forced to acknowledge reality. But I've learned over the years that logic doesn't work on people who are emotionally invested in being right. That facts don't change minds when belief is more comforting than truth. And the more I realize that, the more exhausting it is to keep trying. So, where does that leave me? It leaves me stuck between what I feel obligated to do and what I have the energy to do. Knowing that I can't keep burning myself out, but also knowing that stepping back completely would leave me feeling like I abandoned something important. And I don't have an answer for that yet. Maybe I never will. Maybe this is just what it means to care about things that feel too big for one person to change. I know this isn't the kind of episode that ends with some neatly packaged conclusion. I'm not here to tell you that I found balance or peace or some grand revelation about how to handle all of this because I haven't. What I do know is that I can't keep pushing myself to the point of collapse, and that has to be enough for now. So if you're someone who still has the energy to fight, to push back, to challenge harmful beliefs, I hope you do. I hope you keep going because some of us can't anymore. And if you're someone like me, someone who feels the weight of responsibility but just doesn't have the capacity to keep carrying it, I just want to say, you are not alone. And maybe that's enough too.